Hi everyone. My promotion story happened many years ago. I've been with Usborne 8.5 years, and in September, about 7.5 years ago, I had several booths. I had everything lined up. I already had a couple of my success bound recruits, so I decided to go for it. I decided to put in my application and try for team leader. I had 2 success bound recruits at that time, but at that time you needed 5, so I needed 3 more. So anyways, I put in my application, I did my booth. A couple weeks after my booth, I got really sick and found out I was pregnant. But when I'm pregnant, I'm not just a little bit sick. I am really sick. At 5 weeks, we knew I was pregnant and they couldn't get an IV on me without sending me to the hospital and using fluoroscopy, and I had to have a PICC line placed. And so that meant I was hooked up to an IV for probably, I think I was hooked up to an IV until end of December sometime. Anyways, during this time, my daughter also, we found out how sick she was. She was extremely sick, and I was in and out of the hospital with her at that time also. And she was sick enough that we were looking at having a portion of her lung removed at that time. So I had so much going on, both physically and personally. My husband actually went down to just working 6 hours a day, because between my needs and my daughter's needs, that is all he could really work. But sitting in bed, being super sick, sorry, my battery's dying, being super sick, I could still work my business. I couldn't work it like we can now because we didn't have Facebook. But I was willing to make the phone calls and schedule home parties, and my physical things even made it so it was hard for me to drive. So my mom took me to some of my home parties with me holding my IV bag. I didn't have to bring the pole because we got it hooked up to a pump. So yes, I did home parties hooked up to an IV bag with some super sweet people that let me in their home like that. So my promotion story, it gave me something to focus on besides myself, and that would have been a time that would be really easy for me to have been poor me. It gave me something to shoot for. It gave me goals to set. It gave me something to look forward to. I looked forward to working my business because my business was a positive thing in my life at that point in time. The phone calls from my Aussie friends, those were the things that kept me going through that time, because they were the positives. There were so many hard things through that time, but through perseverance and a lot of tears and hard work, I made it. And I am so glad I have not, I forget some of those things sometimes. Jill reminds me every once in a while that promotion was not easy for me, but I did it, and I'm so glad I did. I hope that you'll join me and enjoy your Usborne journey as well.